This picture on the bottom is called a game called Cornhole, which you place one on opposite sides, and then you divide in teams. And depending on where this little beanbag is tossed, depends on how many points. People usually play this game while drinking beverages and grilling food. So this is a very typical, Midwesterner thing to do when it's nice and warm out. It's just starting to get warm back at home, that you can even go outside. And then sports is a big thing. This is American football. Wisconsin's team is the Green Bay Packers. And then the big team in Illinois is the Chicago Bears. So this is a big rivalry because we live right near the border of Wisconsin and Illinois. And then this is a tailgating party. People are very serious about their sports. Their sporting events, so they will bring food and they will grill it out in the parking lot in the back of a vehicle, and then they will go into the game. So this is a very big Midwesterner thing too. And then here's just a couple of pictures of the Midwest. A lot of people like to go camping, kayaking. This is Lake Michigan, this is the beach. So this is kind of what our beaches look like, so not as beautiful as here in Taiwan. This is Mall of America. It's one of the Midwesterners' claim to fame. It is a big mall, but it also has an amusement park inside. And then here's a couple other pictures. This is those cornfields, and people, this is the top picture is the cornfield, and they will have mazes, so you can spend hours in a corn maze. So that's something that people do in the summer and fall. And then this top picture is of children out in an apple orchard, and people will do that for school trips for children and teaching them about agriculture and how food is produced. And then the bottom picture is just, you can go and you can pay so much money to pick your own produce. So it's more for the people that live in the city, but it's an initiative to get people and young children to know where their food comes from. Thank you, Vivian. Okay. And then here's just a couple pictures. We definitely have the 4 seasons. You guys definitely experience summer. Our summer is not as hot as Taiwan, and it's not as humid as Taiwan. So we definitely have heat, and we definitely have the absolute freezing cold as well. So snowman, it snows a lot in the U.S., especially in the Midwest, and people like to go snowmobiling. And then another favorite fall activity is when the leaves are changing and they fall to the ground. Children, pets, people like to go play in the leaves. And then this is a picture of Summerfest, which is the largest music festival in the world, and that is held in Milwaukee, where I'm from. But we have lots of different festivals. And then another big Midwestern thing is to go to a state fair. So because there are a lot of farms nearby in the Midwest, people will go and they will show either their herd of animals, and then they have competitions. But most people's favorite part of it is the food. You can get all different kinds of food. Generally, it is a lot of unhealthy food. And then here's a couple Midwestern food items. So you guys definitely eat corn on the cob. That's a big Midwesterner thing, to boil corn. We eat a lot of deviled eggs. So you take the yolk out and mix it with mayonnaise. This is potato salad. It's kind of like this, but with potatoes. And then this is a 7-layer dip. In the Midwest, we have a large Hispanic influence as well. So we eat a lot of Mexican style food, and then a lot of fresh produce mixed together, fruits, vegetables generally. And then this is a staple to the Midwest. It's called 7-layer salad, and it's pretty much any kind of vegetable you want together. And then there is always cheese. In the Midwest, people put cheese on every single food item, besides fruit, but pretty much on every item. Midwest too, we're also known for baking casseroles. So if something good or bad happens in life, generally to celebrate, people make a casserole and they take it to their neighbor, take it to their friends and family. So this bottom one is like a staple for our Thanksgiving holiday. It's just green beans mixed with like mushrooms and cream and cheese. And then we eat a lot of chili in the winter, which is just beans and meat and tomato sauce. And then we also like to grill a lot, so we grill a lot of sausages and hamburgers in the summer. And then, like I said, the Midwest is known for cheese on everything, and there's a lot of German, Polish influence as well. So here's some German pretzels. And then this picture is of like a beer cheese soup, so that we combine beer and cheese and put it into a bowl made out of bread. And then Wisconsin is known for its breweries and distilleries. So this is just an array of alcohol that is made in the Midwest. And like I said, cheese is a staple for a Wisconsinite. So this is, we call it cheese curds. It's just like blocks of like cubes of cheese. But then we also fry the cheese. And then they also have cheese trays at every function, and there is cheese. So I can't explain that enough. If you can only remember one thing, Wisconsin people like cheese. So even at like weddings, parties, there is always a cheese tray. And then the state of Illinois is known for Steak and Shake, which is just like burgers and french fries. But then Wisconsin, where I'm from, is known for Culver's. That is a big like Midwestern thing. So hopefully when you guys come to the US, you can try Culver's. And then on Fridays, we generally ask people, oh, do you want to go to a fish fry? That is a common thing after a long week of school or work. You go to a brewery or to like a bar setting, family restaurant, and you have fried fish. Then everybody knows what this is, right? It's a whole bunch of pizza. So Chicago is known for their Chicago deep dish pizza, which is this one right here. But everyone across the world likes pizza. But Wisconsin people, we will take pasta and add up the cheese, make macaroni and cheese, and then put that on the pizza. Then we also make pizza with like fresh vegetables. So we'll take like cream cheese and then put fresh vegetables on top. And then we also like to eat cookies, like it's a large cookie that's baked cookie dough, and then the frosting with fruit. So Midwesterners also like a lot of pizza. And then Wisconsin is known for producing in the US like the largest amount of cranberries. So that is a big holiday food item. That's pretty much at every holiday for Americans. And then we also are it's really popular to have like a fruit salad. So it'd be like fresh fruit cut up. It can be called fruit fluff or Watergate salad. Essentially it's just fruit with little tiny marshmallows and whipped cream. And then this one is s'mores around the campfire, roasted marshmallow, chocolate, and graham cracker. And then this one is called puppy chow, which is cereal with chocolate and peanut butter. And then they like shake it in a bag and then put like powdered sugar on top. So these are like common things when you're a kid. You say, oh, come on, can we make puppy chow? These are like the common things. And in school, you are always the favorite kid. If you bring this for your birthday, it's just cake in an ice cream cone. So it's kind of hard to bake when you're putting it in the oven, but it's just cake but in an ice cream cone. It's really fun. Okay, so then the Midwest is quite large. I have the most information about the Midwest because I am from the Midwest. But then, so the Pacific and Rocky Mountain regions that can be considered the Western states. So I live here, all of this is Western states. I know they have it divided into two different categories, the Pacific region and the Rocky Mountain region. I'm just combining them, but because the landscape is quite different out west, I kind of broke them down because Hawaii is also included in Alaska, and that's very different than one of these states. So Alaska is known as the last frontier. During the expansion of the U.S., when they kept expanding, pretty much the settlers landed here, and then they kept expanding out this way, and there was a whole bunch of Native Americans out in all of this. So this was Native American territory. So settlers kept expanding and moving west, and then they eventually made it up to Alaska, and the whole expansion was for people wanted land, and people land, money, property, but there was a lot of gold. So the whole expansion of the United States was because of gold, the resource of gold. And then this is the Aurora Borealis, beautiful night sky. And then Alaska is so large that it has many different things to offer. Here's just a basic city. There's lots of shoreline, but the majority of people in Alaska live closest to the coast because the middle of Alaska is very large. And even to get there by car, you have to go all the way across Canada. So there's lots of mountain ranges, so it's very difficult. And then Alaska is known for the Alaskan salmon run. So these two pictures of fish are large salmon. And you can see how large they are. They are quite monstrous. And then Alaska is known for their Alaskan king crab. So that is a big tourist thing. People can make all of their money in 3 months if they are a fisherman or a crab person, like a fisherman or going for crab. But it is very dangerous on the seas in Alaska. And then Alaska is also known for, and even out west down towards California, is known for watching whales. So you can go on a whale watching boat and hopefully get to see orcas. So here's just a couple images of some of the land and the sightseeing in Alaska. And then Hawaii is all the way down here. So it's very tropical. It is a very touristy place. It was all made because of volcanoes and just very beach-like. A lot of surfing, very tropical. Tropical food, lots of pineapple. Very beautiful. What's this picture? You guys know this one. Somebody raise your hand. I know you guys know this. What did you say? Starbucks. Yes, you guys have Starbucks. Starbucks started in Washington, the state of Washington. So Alaska was farther up here, Canada, and then this is Washington. So that's where Starbucks started. Washington, the state of Washington is known for their cherries and apples producing. And then this is Mount Rainier. It is one of the largest mountains in the U.S. And that is right in Seattle, Washington, which is where Starbucks was founded. And then, again, there's lots of mountain ranges. They have the Rocky Mountains all out west. So all these mountains are pretty much attached to the Rocky Mountain Range. And then Oregon is just south of that. Again, very beautiful, lots of national parks. The national parks were all founded by that president, Teddy Roosevelt. And this is one of the national parks. It's called Crater Lake. And then here's just another city image and landscape picture. Oregon is known for, just like Washington is known for Starbucks, Oregon is known for a donut company called Voodoo Donuts. If you've ever heard of the Voodoo doll, some people believe in that, but it's more of a joke in this sense for the donuts. So they make donuts with cereal on top. They have hundreds of different varieties of donuts. They have, this bottom one is maple syrup with bacon, which is kind of a Canadian thing. So just a fun place to go. The buildings are all painted gold, and then they have glitter on them. So it's like a brick building with gold glitter, and it's massive. So it's quite interesting to look at. And then California is a very large state. I've taken a couple trips out west, and from the north side of California to the south side, it took me 5 days because there are so many cool things to stop and see. This is the Golden Gate Bridge. Hollywood is in California. That's the entertainment capital of the U.S. And then, just like Culver's is known, they're like fast food restaurant, their claim to fame. Ours is, the one in California is called In-N-Out Burger. So the only options are burgers, french fries, and a drink. So when you go there, you only can get a meal of that. And then California has lots of fresh fruit, dairy. Their economy is also very similar to the state of Wisconsin in terms of agriculture, because the state is so large that they can grow a wide variety of produce. And then, but we cannot grow this in the state of Wisconsin. This top one is Wine Fields Grapes, producing wine. And then this is olive fields, olive groves, and olives. So they produce a lot of the olives for the U.S. And then California is known for that kind of hipster vibe. They eat a lot of like bread with avocados on top. And then again, with the national parks, there are many national parks throughout the U.S. But this is just a couple images of what California has to offer. They have redwood trees. These trees are thousands of years old. Redwood trees are very tall and quite narrow, but narrow still like this big. But they are very tall, and that is like this picture. And then these are sequoia trees, and you can see like that is not very narrow at all. A car can drive through there. So quite massive, a very humbling experience to stand next to a tree that is literally as long as this chalkboard. It's very cool. And then out west in California, if you ever get the chance to go there, whatever you want to believe, there are sightings of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. So if you ever get to go there, pretty much there's signs that say, be careful, Sasquatch, don't run over Sasquatch. So that was the big claim to fame in California. And then Nevada is quite a large state. It is very flat, and it takes a long time to drive through. It seems like you are not looking at really anything because it is very flat. There are quite a few big cities. Hoover Dam is one of the largest dams in the U.S. This is this picture. But Nevada is known for Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, there's the highest amount of food buffets in the United States. So pretty much you can pay for all you can eat, different food options. So here's just a couple pictures. So the state of Idaho, which is located right here, is known for potatoes, growing a lot of potatoes. This top image is a potato with a fried egg in it. And then this bottom one is ice cream in the shape of potatoes. So their claim to fame is potatoes. They also have the Potato Museum. And again, they have the mountains, Rocky Mountains. And there are lots of ranches and horses, cattle out in Idaho. And then this last little dish, they are known for like berry sundaes. So having sundaes with fruit on top. Montana is known to be the big sky country. They have lots of mountain ranges. This is where like Glacier National Park is. Again, with ranching there, people from Montana are known for eating a lot of steak and potatoes as they are so close to the state of Idaho. And they produce a large amount of wheat for the U.S. So that's just a wheat farmer. This picture is of Wyoming. Again, this is another national park called the Grand Tetons. And then this is Yellowstone National Park. This is the first national park in the United States. And these two pictures are of like hot springs, but the hot springs, there is so much pressure that they spout out like millions of gallons of water every like 15 minutes. So it's quite a sight to see. This picture is called Old Faithful. And a lot of meat and potatoes, but with a gravy in this state. Utah is getting a little bit closer to the desert. Utah is it has a very arid climate. So it is hot, but it is dry, so it's not like Taiwan. This top picture is Utah at one point was under the ocean, and this is like the Utah like desert salt flats. So this is the remnants of salt. And the big thing here is the US has like multiple car racing events because it is so flat and it goes on for miles and miles. And here's just a couple landscape pictures. Again, just showing like how different it is like from the Midwest. We do not have vast landscapes like this, rock formations. And then this is a temple in Utah. This is Salt Lake City. This is a temple of the Latter-day Saints. So this is where that religion is based out of, is in Utah. Quite beautiful. Colorado is known for their mountains and skiing. So in the summertime, there's lots of beautiful flowers, everything's beautiful. Fall, the leaves are changing. And then wintertime, a lot of people go there for skiing. So definitely has a lot of tourism in this state. And it is in the middle of the United States, so it also is able to get a lot of people visiting from all over. So the Southwest states are Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma. And these states are bordering Mexico, so there's a lot of Hispanic influence. So this is chili, so lots of like spicy food items, tacos, and then because ranching is very large, this is kind of a fake food pyramid, just for like comic value, but they really do consume a lot of meat because agriculture items are grown in California, which they are close to, but also the Midwest. But here is a lot of ranching, so meat is very accessible. This is the Grand Canyon, a national park. More national parks, just kind of showing the variety in the Southwest. Ranching on the bottom, but then there's also, you have this kind of scenery, but then you also have prairie land again. So it's starting to get a little bit flat as you come back towards the Midwest. And then again, it's with the Southwest is known for ranching. So riding bulls, they have different rodeos and things like that. They have like barrel racing you can do with horses. And this is a hot air balloon festival. This is quite a sight to see in the state of New Mexico. And the art is a little bit different in the Southwest just because it's more desert-like and of the Native American influence. So a lot of the homes are built out of clay. So here's just kind of, the imagery is quite different than the Midwest. And then very desert-like, cactuses everywhere. So this is just kind of some of the artwork that is in the Southwest. So now moving to the Southeast. So quite a few states here as well in the Southeast. So we have West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky. So the Midwest is right up over here. And this is just a couple pictures of like the artwork that is there, very vibrant and bright, but also very tropical right here along the ocean. But then this influence is like considered the bayou, which would be like right down here. And you can see how the landscape is quite different. They have lots of alligators, crocodiles, very swampland. So it's very swampy, very wet. So this is, the temperature in the Southeast is a little bit more like the temperature here. It is humid and hot. This picture is kind of like the groves that you would find down in the Southeast. It kind of reminds me of the trees actually here on campus. And then this is a style of like a plantation home. So when I think of a southern home, I think of this top image. farming and like those kind of agriculture. And then this would be a home that I would picture. These are more the homes, like a typical home. This is a very fancy home. This is more of a typical home. And this is, again, a very typical home with palm trees. Or this is a very fancy home with palm trees in the southeast. And then this is more of an image from like Florida coastline. Again, it's more pictures. There's the Appalachian Mountains in the southeast. So again, we have more rolling hills, mountain ranges. And then down in like Louisiana, they are known for having a celebration of Mardi Gras, so big celebration. And then I have an image. I have a video to show you guys of a little bit of jazz music. So when I think of like Louisiana, southeast, this is kind of the music. I'm just going to play a little bit. So that's just a little image, just a little short video. Okay, so, and then the food items down in the southeast, so since they're along the coast, they eat a lot of like crawfish and like boiled seafood. So here's an image, and this is kind of like a fake food pyramid again of like the band that was playing that would be like New Orleans, that's in Louisiana. So they eat a lot of rice, biscuits, and a lot of sweet kind of foods. And then this is like shrimp, rice, fried fish. And then when I think of like a southern food item, they drink a lot of sweet tea. So tea that has a decent amount of sugar in it, fairly sweet. And then down south, they are known for producing at the distilleries a lot of like whiskey or bourbon. And the state of Georgia is known for Georgia peaches and eating a lot of fresh like watermelon. I know Taiwan produces quite a bit of watermelon, especially like Tainan. And then again, there's quite a large amount of like meat consumption down south, as well as like biscuits and sweets, fried chicken. And here's just a couple pictures. So this top one is like of a green tomato that has been fried, shrimp, fried fish with rice, biscuits with gravy, and then this is more of like a imagery from like a southern home style cooking. So it'd be like greens like spinach or kale cooked with ham, and then sweet potatoes, and then fried meat, either chicken or fish. That's like a classic southern food. Lots of sweets again, biscuits without gravy, but with like jelly, something sweet. They're known for pecan pie and sweet potato pie. In the Midwest, we eat more pumpkin pie, but here they eat sweet potato pie. Very similar, but tastes a little bit different. And then they're known for having banana pudding. And then Florida is known for having like key lime cheesecake, so cheesecake but with lime citrus flavor. And then another big southern like comfort food is fresh peaches, but generally from the state of Georgia, mixed with, they have like, pretty much put cake on top of it and serve it with ice cream. A very southern food item. And then our last region of the United States is the Northeast, or the New England states. So these were the states that when the U.S. was founded, when we fought for our independence against Great